Mic check 1 2. How are we all? Trying to make sure that the volume is not. I don't know why the volume of the mic is always a little bit lower. Let's see if this affects it. Chicka chicka chicka. Mic check. Right, let's try this. See how this is. It could just be that the volume of the media itself, the music, is pretty loud, and it's just that the microphone isn't quite as loud as that, which I can sort out. That'll be fine. But my microphone always seems to be a little bit quieter. We'll see how that goes. Let me just double check as well that the my keyboard sounds and my mouse sounds are not too bad either, because I'll just turn the mic up a little bit, so hopefully the voice is a little bit louder, but then again that would lead to maybe a little bit more clicking sound, so hopefully that's okay. Mic check. 1, 2. How are we all? Let's just double check the sound of the keyboard and mouse. We should be all ready to go in 10 minutes nearly. Hello everybody, and welcome back for some more Dane. Currently we're just waiting on the room to actually open, and then we can go ahead and get started. Hopefully my voice is okay. RoboFella has not returned, I'm hoping. I don't know where the room is though. And also I don't know where Aiphaton is. So we've got no room and we've got no players. But other than that, we're ready to go. Okay, good fella. So it's always a good idea to unmute your mic before you start streaming. Hashtag pro moves right there. Yep, to Imladris. So this is the second time that Aiphaton is playing an Imladris mirror. Hopefully the sound is good now, guys. So in the blue corner, we've got Albarad playing as Imladris, and in the red corner, we've got Aiphaton playing as Imladris. So let's have a look. It looks like Aiphaton is going for the troll straight away. He's creeping it with Gildor. Albarad has got exactly the same idea. By the way, sound okay, guys? Hopefully it should be working. So here we can see this one is Aiphaton, and Aiphaton is going to chase down Gildor over here. Let's just double check. This one is... Yep. I just checked myself and sound is absolutely fine. Okay then, so a little bit of action going on over here. So both players going for the troll creep, but nobody actually getting it in the end. Despite Gildor being here and fighting, Gildor's actually died there. So really, I would have thought that with Gildor being there, he would have done well. But he just lost, and there is another Gildor over here fighting. So it's hard to keep track of all this. So Albarad here is harassing Aiphaton's farm. Aiphaton's 2nd Battalion is coming out now. And it's looking like Aiphaton has decided not to go for the cavalry rush as he did last time, because it absolutely failed. Sound is good, perfect. So Aiphaton's got his 2nd Battalion out. Albarad is pulling back. Let's have a look at the powers here. So Albarad has got his heal. He's recently used it. Same goes for Aiphaton. So this is a mirror in every sense of the word. So exactly the same strategy is being used. Here Gildor comes back out again. So let's have a look at the inside. So both players going for exactly the same strategy here and getting swords. Oh, and in fact, Aiphaton, instead of going for his 3rd Battalion, he's gone for some eco on the inside, whereas Albarad is going for his 3rd Battalion. That 3rd Battalion should be able to get the troll creep. It should be enough to capture that. A little bit of maybe mismanagement of the creep in there. He's lost 1 sword unit out of that battalion, but those walls go down. So that's going to be a nice little bit of extra money. Both players doing almost exactly the same thing here. Going straight for the troll. Not really winning that fight, either of them. And then going and switching around to creep something else. Now... Albarad will not know this, but that 3rd Battalion will be enough to take that troll creep. However, he won't have realised that he's that Aiphaton over here has not got the 3rd Battalion. He could scout and see that the forge is here, and that would tell him enough information to let him know that the 3rd one is not coming out anytime soon. Here Gildor is creeping it, so he knows he's nowhere near the troll. And he's probably going to go and capture it after he's creeped over here. I would say that Albarad is perhaps in the lead. He's got 3 battalions of swords, whereas Aiphaton is only on 2. And he's even probably slightly ahead on the eco. So Aiphaton's got 3 farms. Nearly a 4th one coming up. But so has Albarad, and he's got an extra battalion now, just because those outside farms are a little bit cheaper. Aiphaton there, though, winning the battle. I think that actually a battalion was lost there. Oh no, it's just alive. This one guy. Look at that HP that he's on as well. Just survived, and one of his other battalions is on level 2. However, this battalion here is going to do pretty much nothing. I suspect he'll lose him, although he's using him to go grab the farm, which is quite nice. Another battalion coming out here from Albarad. I keep saying Albarad, don't I? It's Albarad. Another battalion coming out. So he still does have 3. And Aiphaton, on the other hand, is still only on 2 battalions. So easily Albarad is going to be able to get this troll creep. And this is a massive deal. It's not looking good for Aiphaton here. Targeting this level 2 battalion. Nearly died. Now, if he can kill this level 2 battalion, that would be incredible. But the only thing is, the damage that's being dealt to it is not permanent, because it's just going to re-heal itself. As long as Albarad is going to it's going to micro it well. Despite having lower numbers, it's looking like Aiphaton might actually get this troll creep. That is bad placement of his swords right there. And the Breeze of Wanwei comes in. You could actually lose a battalion here. Missed micromanagement there from Albarad. Pulling out. So he's got more battalions, but he's not using them. And Aiphaton is using these 2 battalions and Gildor to maximum efficiency. How is he doing on the eco? Still only 1 eco building on the inside. He's got a couple outside, but Albarad is still got equivalent amount of economy here, and he's got more battalions. So 3rd battalion comes out now. Albarad does have 5 battalions now. A lot of them are very weak though. Has he gone for a well? He has. Nice. The well is out. What we all wanted. And here the troll creep. It looks like Aiphaton got 3/4 of that troll creep. That is massive. Despite having a smaller army, he's actually got 3 battalions of that troll creep. And instead of invested in an economy, Halbarad's gone for the well. How is Aiphaton going to use this extra money that he's got from the troll creep? I would have said that Halbarad was definitely in the lead there. I don't know what you guys would have thought as well. But now it's looking like maybe Aiphaton is winning it. After getting that troll creep, Halbarad trying to harass, but Aiphaton's got a huge clump now. So he's been producing units. So he's caught up in terms of the army. And he's now got plenty of farms as well. He hasn't had to waste that 700 resources on that fountain. Whereas Aiphaton has, and he's now got no inside base economy. So I think Aiphaton has actually taken the lead now in economy thanks to that troll creep. Here we can see Aiphaton's Gildor nearly dying again, but retreating. Yeah, and now it just feels like Aiphaton's got a much stronger control over the map. So Halbarad harassing over here. And this is just the classic and largest match, isn't it? It's just swords, swords, swords. So, yeah, Aiphaton's gone for cavalry reducing buildings, whereas Aiphaton's gone for Dunedain producing reduction buildings. If you don't know, which, I mean, we probably all do. But these hobbits, they reduce the Dunedain, which you can get from a separate outpost. Here, this battalion is very weak for Aiphaton. And he's being outnumbered in the middle here. But Halbarad is clumping quite a lot. Look at this Gildor picking off this really weak battalion. And the thing is, Aiphaton doesn't have a well to heal it up, whereas Halbarad does. So, although I did say that it was a waste. It's not really a waste of money, because he can heal up his units and he can replenish them really quickly and get back into the fight. The only thing is that Aiphaton didn't really need to heal up his units that much up until this point. Let's have a look. So here's Halbarad. He's got his heal. Aiphaton's got his heal, which he's just used. So that's going to replenish that battalion that was weak, which is this one. Gildor is definitely going to go down here. There he goes. Dying again, as he always does. Halbarad splitting now. And Aiphaton going in the big clump down the middle. This farm's still uncaptured. He's going to go for this one over here, it looks like. So pretty much spam swords. Oh, and the Author's Horse here. So it looks like Halbarad is going for a little bit of a different strategy to Aiphaton. Aiphaton going straight for the Lindens. So although this matchup was almost, look at this inside eco as well. This is what I'm talking about. He is getting slightly ahead now on the economy. Although it has so far been just sword spam versus sword spam, it's looking like the two strategies are starting to change up a little bit. Both players on 700 CP. No more CP upgrades coming out from either player, so it looks like they're going to be on that for a little while. Let's have a look. So, I mean, so here is Aiphaton. Aiphaton's got quite a few less CP than Halbarad at the moment. Halbarad probably got an extra battalion of swords here, and he is using this extra battalion quite well because he's got enough here to fend off this push, and in the meantime he is splitting and he is harassing, so he's just got the war creep and he's going for the goblins over here. Potentially he's trying to get the Dunedain outpost. So let's have a look at the outside economy. So Halbarad's got 3 farms on the outside, whereas Aiphaton has got 1, 2, 3, 4 on the outside. Now, Halbarad is catching up in the inside base eco. And Aiphaton has already got 4 on the inside. Is he going for another Linden Tower? Oh no, this is Albarad's Linden Tower. So both players having a Linden Tower. So maybe it looks like both players are going to try and get the Lindens. Let's have a quick look at the chat while these clumps of swords are just running into each other. So I bet the first one to losing starts loses the match nearly, but then Aiphaton got his Halbarad got his well up. Here the first battalion of Lindens are out. Lindens are huge against Imladris. Do we prefer Dunedain? Some people do. I would personally prefer to get Lindens before I went for Dunedain. He hasn't got the outpost yet. Halbarad's creeping at the moment. Is he going for a base push? Nope. And the thing with Lindens as well is people forget, but they heal your units. They're like a walking well. So they're definitely worth going for. Late game, incoming, both will run away and heal. Dunedain are nice units, but in most situations they are not worth it. Nice decision by Aiphaton. He scouted the Author Halls, no early upgrade, and now goes for Lindens. Also, you think that... I mean, I didn't assume that. I assumed that was his plan all along to go for Lindens. And the cavalry is coming out now. That is nice. I love a mixed army. I love it when you've got archers and swords and cavalry. Aiphaton doing some nice harassing and splitting his units, because in reality, these units over here, they're not really doing anything. I mean, I know Halbarad's units have done some creeping, but these units for Aiphaton haven't really done a whole lot. So it is the right decision, in my opinion, to go and harass and split up a bit. Seems though the big clumps aren't really doing that much anyway, because they just keep running away from each other. Looks like Halbarad is trying to regain some control of the map. He's finally grabbed this free farm, which has been sitting here for ages, and now going to creep this this eco building over here. So here we've got some more creeping, harassing. Let's have a look. I feel like when this cavalry unit comes out, here it is. I feel like maybe he needs 2 cavalry units though to start to deal some real damage. Let's have a look. So here's Aiphaton. He's got another CP upgrade, it looks like. So he's doing well in terms of CP. He could afford to get another cavalry battalion out. So the Lindens and the cavalry together is going to be huge. Halbarad coming with his Lindens as well here. However, the cavalry is going to do well against it if he's misplaced it. And they're just about to come out and the cavalry is very near. But look how untanky it is. Even just from this weak Linden tower, there goes one unit in that battalion. Let's see what happens here. He can't really charge in. That's what I'm talking about. Like, 1 battalion of Imladris cavalry is pretty weak. 2nd battalion comes in. Now, the thing is with the cavalry as well versus these Linden archers, if he runs in with the cavalry battalions and it gets decelerated, especially with the stand fast ability, which does increase the rate at which cavalry decelerates, the Lindens can start to pick them off, actually. Let's have a look here. Halbarad has got the bigger army. Aiphaton is coming back, or is he going to go for a base rush here? He could have gone for a base rush there. That would have been really, really nice. Could have dealt a huge amount of damage. Gate just completely open, but he's decided to harass instead. Maybe a bit of sportsmanship there. 1 unit in this Linden archer is down. And now these Lindens should really start to target them and try to get them even more. This is a huge deal. If he loses these, that's massive. That's 1,300 resources. He should target these Linden archers as much as he can. Look at the Linden archers wrecking the cavalry over here. Even though it's not a full battalion, only 3 of them, it's just wrecking that battalion of cavalry. Linden archers coming in. So he's now got 4 and they're replenishing. So he's just about managed to keep hold of that Linden battalion. This is a bit of a... It's almost like a strategic, slower paced kind of game. Here we've got Aiphaton though. Complete domination of the map at the moment. These 2 battalions of swords have been so effective for him. Ooh, misplacement of the swords there. Whose hobbits is this? Halbarad's hobbits coming out, so he's going to have to retreat here. Are they going to be able to get this cavalry battalion? They could if they targeted it, as well as the Linden archers. Linden archers are now targeting it. Hobbits could have targeted, and they could have died, and they do die to the Hobbit rock throw. That was a good catch there of the Imlada's cavalry. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They are so untanky. They just get dissolved by things so easily. 2nd Battalion now for Halbarad of the Linden Archers. This is a pretty close game, guys. Here, finally the well. Woo! Yes! Der Brunnen ist sehr gut. Das ist nicht gut für Halbarad. Es ist sehr schlecht für Halbarad. Am I right? Guys, was that good or was that just terrible? Right, so he's coming in here now, and the thing is, so here he's getting some pikes, but I feel like he doesn't even really need pikes. Like, the Sword Clump and the Linden Archers are doing enough anyway at the moment. I guess the only reason why you might want to get a pike battalion is if Aiphaton started to get more cavalry battalions, but you need about 3 or 4 before you start to do some real damage. That was a perfect opportunity there for Halbarad to target Aiphaton's Linden Archers because he outnumbers them, and he could have done some real damage. Nevertheless, he has done some pretty good damage to the swords. Now, I feel like at this point, Aiphaton's army is ahead of Halbarad's. Halbarad's army is ahead of Aiphaton's. However, he's gonna have to make a move pretty soon because he is way behind on economy. He's only got how many outside buildings has he got? I don't think he's got any. Oh, he's got this one here. Now he's gone for Dunedain now. Interesting choice, and he hasn't filled out his inside base either. Whereas Aiphaton is got his entire inside base, and he's even looking to level up his library. He's got his well and he's healing up. So at this point in the game, I would say that short term, I would say that Halbarad is probably slightly ahead, especially in terms of his army. However, long term, it's definitely Aiphaton. So Aiphaton really just needs to survive at this point. Make sure he doesn't lose too much of the map. Maybe get some more cavalry out so they can actually start to deal some real damage. Because at the moment, they're pretty useless because the map's already been won by him. Ooh, look at the damage on the Lindens versus Lindens, and the damage is so high. That's why when you've got 2, it would be really easy to target this one, and that would be a massive loss for Aiphaton. Is the cavalry going to be effective here, or should he have just gone for the 3 archers and just won with that? I love the targeting that Aiphaton is doing here of the Linden Archers. Whereas Halbarad is targeting the swords. And swords are only 500, I mean only, but it's still expensive. But they're 500 resources. Forged blades here, look. So he's managed to get the upgrades. Killing a sword battalion versus killing a Linden battalion is huge. So these Lindens should be targeting Aiphaton's other Lindens. Look at this cavalry. This is what I'm talking about. Both of these could go down here. That one had forged blades, did it not? Both of them do go down. The cavalry has just been destroyed in this game so far. But he's doubling down on it. He's going to get another one. The only way that this cavalry is going to be useful is if he gets like 4 or 5 battalions, in my opinion. And does he have the money for that? I mean, he's got plenty of cavalry discount, 30% cavalry discount. So they're only costing him 560 resources. So not that far off from losing a sword battalion. But I mean, they're giving Halbarad spell points. You know, they're not dealing the damage that they could be dealing. The damage that, say, you know, a Linden unit could be doing. Here now he does have his 2nd Linden battalion. So 1,100 CP from Halbarad, and again in the short term, Halbarad is doing really, really well. Aiphaton only on 900 max CP at the moment. So here's this cavalry battalion coming out. Horse shields, I would say heavy armor. And he's getting heavy armor now. He needs heavy armor, or he needs loads and loads of cavalry. And he's going for more rangers here in the Dunedain camp. Blades are a big mistake. With armor, Linden would be much... Yeah, I feel like armor maybe would have been a better option, particularly for that cavalry. Because what is the Forged Blades doing at the moment? It's going to help him harass, but he hasn't got a lot to harass at the moment. It's going to help the sword battalions in a fight, but the sword battalions aren't fighting at the moment. They're just kind of moving into each other and then backing away. And it's the Lindens that are really dealing any damage to each other. I guess his thought process is that he can get the advance, so he can get the speed boost, and then he can start to chase things down and deal extra damage because it's going to stack. The damage of the Forged Blades and the damage from Advance will stack together. But if he does that, he risks losing these Sword Battalions, and they're now more expensive because they've got Forged Blades. Look at the damage of the Lindens. Both of them on level 4 now. Yeet! Yeah, yeet, yeah. So, grabbing the farm. Aiphaton is just so far ahead in economy. How much does the Dunedain camp produce? How much of a big deal is this going to be? 10. 10 resources. I mean, come on. So really, that Dunedain outpost is not going to do a lot unless you can get a lot of units out of it. Healing as he's walking around with his Linden units. Yeah, this game is kind of a little bit slower and a little bit more kind of strategic. If you don't know, I play chess. I really like to play chess. Chess was my first game before I started playing Edain, and I still play it regularly. This happens in chess as well. Sometimes you'll have like a really slow paced strategic game where not a lot happens. Then other times you'll have a game that's like full of tactics and it goes crazy, and you just have to play them very differently. Imla Murray can start chasing the units down. You can if you get the advance. So again, he's still not filled his base up here, and the reason is because he just hasn't got any money really. Now, yes, he has been ahead in terms of his army, but as we can see, Aiphaton now is starting to catch up, and he's got more of the map, so he's getting upgrades on his units too, and he's just going to start to win in the long run. Target the Lindens. Look at this. Look at the difference in the targeting and the not targeting. These guys are on full health. These guys are going to die. Now the cavalry is being useful because it's upgraded. And he's got that speed boost. Still got his 2 Linden units alive. This unit is now on level 5. They're not being targeted. However, this one is now being targeted. He should target it more with the... He's targeting the pikes there. So he's got rid of the pikes so the cavalry can be more useful. They're fighting near the well, so healing is coming off. And now he's having to retreat because of the well. Let's have a look. So, some stuff lost by both players. But not a devastating blow being done yet. And look at this now. The bottom half of the map. Halbarad's managed to reclaim it. The balance well. Luthien coming in. Why is he fighting near the hobbits? Losing units of the hobbits here. Ooh, this battalion. He's going to get it, isn't he? Surely. Yes, he's got a battalion of Lindens. However, he's produced his 3rd one. So one battalion of Lindens going down there. I feel like this whole game is going to revolve around whether each player is going to kill each other's Lindens at the moment. So Linden Tower doing a little bit of damage to these sword units. In comes the cavalry to harass. Forged Blades, that's going to go down pretty quick. Whose Bombadil is this? It's Halbarad's Bombadil. So protecting his Linden Tower. In come the hobbits though from Aiphaton. His 3rd battalion of Lindens are out. This battalion is going to go down. There it goes. So now he's only got 2 battalions. Targeting again. He could deal some damage with these cavalry. Like I said, I feel like he needs 3 or 4 battalions of cavalry. Not 2 like it is at the moment. The Hobbits. Bombadillo just skipping around, living his best life, killing hobbits. This is not how it went in the books. This is not lore. Just skipping over the corpses of dead hobbits. My God. It's actually kind of scary when you think about it. Look at him. Like, he's so happy doing it as well. He's like a psychopath. Look at him just skipping around. And when he tramples over people, they just dissolve and die. My God. Okay, so 2 battalions of Lindens. Here comes the cavalry now. Now, the other thing is, I guess... Yes, the cavalry is weak to the Linden archers, But at least it distracts the Linden archers, and then you could come in with your own and target it. Look at the cavalry again. It's going to go down. Despite it being upgraded. Ooh, it just survives. That one battalion just survives. It's almost like a stalemate here. This could go on forever. Upgraded. These archers. These Dunedain archers. And this is why I think that the Dunedain camp is good. Is because you get cheap archers. And Imladris is so weak against archers. And they're not that expensive. So if you lose them, it's like, so what? And he's going for more luck. It's like, so what if you do lose them? 225. Like, think of the damage that those archers can do against Imladris units. And they're less than half the price. With the Lindens as well. This is the thing here. It's like archery spam. And Aiphaton's trying to counter it with cavalry, but then the cavalry's not really strong enough to counter the archery spam at the moment. He's got some Dunedain pikes as well, so he should be okay. Even the archers alone are good against Imladris cavalry. So Aiphaton's sitting on 1,100 and Albarad sitting on 1,500. I keep calling him Albarad. So, Halbarad is maxed out 1,500 CP. He's got no upgrades, but does he need them? I wonder, in terms of power and in terms of killing ability, how much damage can a battalion of this battalion of swords here? How much damage can it actually do? It costs 500 resources. It's upgraded. So I'm not sure what the upgrade cost is on his units. None of them are upgraded to check, but it's got to be around 250 at least. Plus the upgrades from the sword. So these units are getting close to like 1,000 resources locked up inside this unit. And if we compare that to these rangers here, that are only 225, like, I feel like these rangers are going to do a lot more damage than even a fully upgraded sword battalion. Ooh, the Pegan! The cavalry kaput. Oh, das ist nicht gut. Nein. So, yeah, I feel like, you know, in this situation, where cavalry is pretty much getting useless at the moment, because he's got to that critical point where he's got so many archers and a couple pikes, I feel like these have got more damage potential even than the really, really expensive sword battalions. Look at the damage that's being done. Ooh, the cavalry into the pikes again. There goes that battalion of cavalry. And yes, Aiphaton's got 3 Linden archers of his own. And yes, he's got upgrades. But look at him. He's having to retreat. 1,356. Calfpath fighting on fleek. Yeet. I feel like he never got to that critical mass of enough cavalry to deal properly good damage. And with Imladris, you've got to have like 4 or 5 battalions. Whereas Halbarad here has reached that critical mass of archers. That, ooh, Linden battalion down. That is huge. So now it's 3 Lindens versus 2, along with a bunch of rangers. And Halbarad has bought the guy himself. The man that is, the myth, the legend. Halbarad's got Halbarad. I almost never get Halbarad. Aiphaton keeps engaging when he shouldn't. Yeah. But when should he engage? So, Halbarad maxed out now. Let's have a look. What are his powers? Halbarad leads the Dunedain in the north into battle. At level 3, allied Dunedain gain fear resistance and more damage. At level 5, they can purchase banner carriers. And at level 7, they can get upgrades anyway. Oh my god, and they can get fire arrows. So if he levels Halbarad up, what? Who needs a forge? When you got a YOLO Halbarad, who can just get you upgrades anyway. Aiphaton making use of his cav to harass in the meantime. So he's not just sitting around doing nothing, but especially with this battering ram. And that's the other thing with the Dunedain outpost. They get pencils. They get massive giant pencils that can break things. So he could actually do a base rush here. And how could Aiphaton stop that? I don't know if he could. The only thing is does Aiphaton need to do a base rush here? Because he's ahead now. I mean, his economy he's on level 2. Let's have a look. Aiphaton also on level 2, so the economy is actually quite equal at the moment. However, Aiphaton behind on CP. I actually quite like. I quite enjoyed this game. Like I said, it hasn't been action packed, but it's been kind of slow and strategic, and it's really genuinely has been the strategies that have decided it. The strategy of going for the Dunedain outpost and the archers have just completely nullified the cavalry. And it hasn't been like a micro battle. It hasn't been like a spell usage battle. It's just literally been a strategic battle, and the strategy that Halbarad has gone for has beaten the strategy that Aiphaton has gone for. Now, I think he could have used the strategy better. Maybe the strategy of cavalry would have worked, but he would need to have had a lot more battalions of cavalry. As he's got now, the only issue now is the pikes are out and he's reached this critical mass of archers. So even though now he's got more cavalry, it still might not be enough. And it is only 3 battalions. You know, 1 goes down and that's 2. You know, because 3 minus 1 is 2. He's got 4 now, but if he loses one of them, he's going to have 3. And if he loses 2 of these, he's only going to have 2 battalions. And what good can 2 battalions do? So now he's fighting near the well. In come the cavalry battalions. Let's see how much damage they can actually do here. Because they're now going to be fully targeted by the archers. Hobbits coming in. These are Aiphaton's hobbits. Aiphaton's also got Luthien that he could use. So here, this looks like probably the final battle. If Aiphaton wins if Halbarad wins this, he's won the game. Is this Halbarad's? It is. So Halbarad has got the last alliance. Let's have a look at the CP. 1,100. So damage is being dealt here. Cavalry charging in. Cavalry dying though, because again, look at that. The salvo as well. Cavalry can just be targeted and killed really, really easily. 3 battalions still alive here, but very, very weak. 500 CP versus 900 CP. So it's looking like Halbarad's going to just about win this. Aiphaton now, though, has got enough for the last alliance. The last alliance versus the last alliance. The last alliance of men and elves versus the last alliance of men and elves. And here it is. 2 Elendils. Oh, God, can you imagine it? 2 Elendils. 1 is bad enough. A Gilgalad. What are these other guys called? An Anarion? I don't know who the fuck that is. And Isildur. Oh, look at that. That spear throw thing is so fucking overpowered. But still, so Halbarad just runs away here. Best decision. When somebody, if you're winning, right? This is a little pro tip for you here. If you're winning, right, and your enemy summons or uses a spell, what you should do 100% of the time is just run away. Just run away, or just like not even run away. Just walk away from it. And look at the time just go down, and the effectiveness of the summon be absolutely worthless, because you don't need to fight it. If you don't need to fight it and you're winning anyway, look, 2 heroes coming out now as well. Halbarad level 7, no, because you don't have to fight. So just in that situation, the spells, you can't just run away from them because there's nowhere to run, because you're losing. You're on the back foot. That's another reason why I feel like spells don't always, you know, lead to comebacks, because it's very easy if you're winning to just walk away. But if you're losing, you can't. If you walk away, you're going to walk out your base and lose. I can't even distinguish your units from mine. Yeah, it's hard in the mirror. Although, to be fair, his units are wearing grey, and yours have got like blue capes and shit like that. So, level 9, level 7, and level 1 Lindens. I feel like, yeah, and look, these upgrades, like, they're not that big of a deal. Now that these are upgraded, it's even bigger of a deal. Look at the damage on the Linden. You could get Elrond, Army in the Dead, or you can use more spearmen coming out. So he's replenishing his stuff. He did it. It's an enlarged mirror, and this is what we're here for. Look at this. This should be the thumbnail. Well versus well. Nice. This is a Dane. Look at this. Beautiful. Nothing moving on the map. Everybody just sitting by a well, chilling, living their best lives. Wait, what's he doing? He's moving away from his well. What an idiot. Clearly he doesn't know how to play a Dane. Yep. Doing a Dane clump, as well as 3 battalions of Lindens, it's just completely wrecked cavalry. So I feel like cavalry is almost useless now. Even if he gets like 6 or 7 battalions at this point, he's got that critical mass of archers. And as long as he's got a few pikes, and look, they're upgraded as well. As long as he's got a few pikes, he's going to be able to win. Now, usually I would say that Aiphaton here should target the pikes so he can get rid of those, then trample all these archers. The only problem is, as long as albarad here targets his archers, well, his archers are going to die way before they can kill the pikes. So at this point, it's almost an impossibility for the cavalry to be able to be effective. Definitely 4 battalions is not going to be enough now. It's going to have to be like 7 or 8, and then where's the rest of your CP for everything else? And even with 7 or 8, like, these pikes will probably be enough. So I feel like this archer spam has definitely worked well for albarad. And again, he's got upgrades too. And he's got more important upgrades. He's got more significant upgrades. I also played a 2v3 where the 3-player team had so many archers that my heroic cav just got stopped immediately. Yeah, it's like 1 shot. And they died. RIP. Nice. The second Dunedain camp. Of course. Why not? Why the devil not? Level 8. Lindens. Oh, a nice charge into the archers. How much damage did that do, though? Not a lot. And then look, on the retreat, he's probably going to lose a battalion there, especially with the Breeze of Manway. If he targets that, like how much, even a really significant charge like that, how much damage does it actually do? Not a whole lot. Whereas his battalions of cavalry are dying. That was another nice charge. But at what cost? At what cost? Ooh, although it is hard to tell whose stuff is whose. Although, but still, look, Aiphaton's stuff is just lower. His CP is just dropping quicker. Nice little exchange there, though. Trying to target... Look, again, his cavalry's just going down. That's why his CP's dropping. His cavalry's all dying. These upgraded sword units now are making them... Again, those archers, even with cavalry being around, making themselves useful. Although, having said that, I don't feel like... I mean, I feel like Aiphaton did pretty well there in that little exchange. Has he managed to keep hold of his cavalry? He's sitting right on top of pikes. At the well, he needs to go inside. There goes his cavalry battalions. So, a couple of nice exchanges there and killing a few of the archers, but it's just not enough. 300 CP now. And this is the part where it's going to snowball out of control for Aiphaton. He's not going to be able to compete. You know what the like horribly ironic thing is here as well. You know where cavalry would be really, really effective if albarad got it. If albarad got cavalry now, then these guys would all be dead. That's hashtag snowballing for you. GG. Nice game. I actually really enjoyed that. Very strategic. Quite slow paced, but strategic. And the archer clumps win in the end. GG. Well played. And we're on to the next one. Round 2. Here we are in the stat screen. We've got... let's have a look, because it would be quite interesting to see, actually. So, units... albarad often ahead on units. Right from the start as well, he was producing more units. See the drop off here in each little battle. But almost consistently, Aiphaton had less units. There was no point actually where he had more units in the whole game. So that's a huge deal. You can see just the drop in the battles. Drops from both players. Look at that as well. That drop. But Aiphaton consistently had less anyway. More structures towards the start, but then Halbarad caught up. Resources quite similar. Then Halbarad raced ahead. And yeah, it was. I did quite like that game. It was a little bit back and forth, and it shows it from the final score there. Some ahead, some behind. Whilst I'm looking at this, everybody's probably getting really pissed off and wanting me to come and join their room again. But I'm looking at the stats. Rivendell Lancers was his favourite unit. And Rivendell Swordsman, although it felt like Linden's or some other type of archers would have been his favourite unit. Let's have a look at the KD. Always interesting on the largest mirror to see the KD. Albarad just about got a higher KD because of those archers. Right, let's join the room before I get told off. Ooh, 41. Nice. Very nice. If only they were Gondor Knights. Exactly. Gondor Knights, so much better than whatever they're called, Rivendell Lancers. Who needs to place pikes properly when you have an archer clump? I know, right? Like that's what I said. Like he didn't even necessarily, when he got that first pike battalion out, that actually died pretty quickly because as soon as he got it out, Aiphaton just targeted it so that he could make better use of his cavalry, but he didn't even really need that pike battalion. Just a clump of swords and a load of archers is good enough anyway. Gondor versus Rohan. Nice. I guess we're going to see some cavalry archers. If Rivendell Lancers are underpowered, then cavalry archers are like super duper OP. Good luck, have fun. Du bist ja erworn. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Nein? Ein bisschen? Right, away we go. So this time, Aiphaton, Rohan, and Halbarad Gondor. Is this a load bug? Oh my god, this is the load bug, isn't it? For God's sake. Yep. The host has left. Has the host crashed? Nice. Someone check the German stream and see what's going on. Whoops. In the meantime, how is everyone? I don't want to worry you, but I'm starting to feel a little bit ill. I hope it's not corona. If it is, this might be the end of Goodfella. Hey Goodfella, please also restart your game. Sure thing. But the thing is, I haven't got a fever and I haven't got a cough. So, I mean, hopefully I'm all good. But if I develop one, I'm going to be pissed. Right then, let's get into this. Observer fella is back. Confirmed 2020. Smells like smoke where I am at the moment. I hope my house is not on fire. Oh wait, that's a good thing, isn't it? That is a good thing because apparently if it's coronavirus, you lose your sense of smell. But I can smell that my house is on fire. So that means I have not got coronavirus. So I should be all good. I should be able to survive because I can smell my house on fire. Wait, hang on a second. Shit. Tea is 100% effective against corona. My god, I need to start drinking tea then, I guess. Aiphaton wrote that he'll be back in a sec. Boo. Why does it smell like smoke? I'm going to look out the window and see what's going on, seems though we've got a break here anyway. Yeah, we're all good. No fire here. Right then. So, into the second game. And I predict, because it's not an enlarged mirror, I predict this one is going to be a bit more tactical rather than strategic. There should be quite a lot of spell points having a big effect. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Another load bug. Oh my god. I mean, I hope, well, sometimes it doesn't actually, and it goes straight through. ... Okay. This is nicht gut. I guess we're gonna have to quit the game again. Oh my god. Right, let's get out of this place. Bloody load bugs. I'm sick of them. Sick and tired of it. Yep, it's all my fault. I caused load bugs. I hope I haven't got loads of bugs in my lungs. If you know what I'm saying. Get it? Because corona? No? Nobody? Okay. Besides, they're not bugs anyway, it's a virus, so it's not actually a living thing. Big oof. Hammond, you are the big oof. You're the definition of a big oof. Oof man. Oof fella. Maybe you should make your clan oof. Oh, X up. Quick! Or I get told off. Best pun of 2020. I know, right? I'm so punny. Get it? Punny? Funny? No? Okay. Right, and away we go. 41. Loving it. Almost good as 42. Why is it taunting me? It says fours of eyes in 1, brackets 2. It's taunting me. Right, in the bottom right hand corner. Or should I say, in the red corner. Weighing in at, I don't know. How much does the average person weigh? 90 pounds. We've got, from Germany, I think, Aiphaton, who is playing Rohan and going straight away for a flour mill. And he's actually gone for the draft on the flour mill. A little bit unconventional in the current meta, I do believe. And in the blue corner, weighing in at 300 pounds. Apparently he's really fat. We've got, playing Gondor, albarad. And also this one Gondor knight up here, who never gets enough recognition. I see you. Right then, so Gondor, not going for any units so far. Oh, and there he goes for his first sword battalion. He's gone in and grabbed his farm over here. He's going in with Pippin to grab his second farm. And Rohan has gone straight up to creep and going for a farmhand to start with. So going for some pikes. Gondor straight away with one of his starter battalions, whilst the other one is off creeping the Wildman Pit, has gone ahead and harassed over here. And he's probably going to get it in enough time. And the thing is now with harassment, especially early harassment, 300 resources for a farm. Like, that is a big deal to lose in the early game. Or, well, yeah, particularly in the early game. But at any stage of the game, it's not great. But 300 resources in the early game is a huge deal. So, he will be able to get this farm. It doesn't even matter that he's come to defend now. Because, like, he's going to get the farm anyway. So he's done what he wanted to do. 200 resource battalion killing a 300 resource building and then just running away. Nice. Why pikes first? I guess it's going to help you to creep, but it's not going to help you to defend, and it's not going to help you any more than a sword battalion to harass. Gondor also going for a pike now. So let's have a look. Gondor is yet to go for his first spell. Hey! Which game is it? This is StarCraft 1. Brood Wars. They did a Lord of the Rings mod for it. Just to make it a little bit more balanced. So, nice clump over here of Rohan coming in to creep the troll. Perhaps he's going to go for an exile camp. Perhaps. I guess that he probably will. I feel like this is... I mean, we all know that Rohan is really strong. I mean, maybe we don't all know, but a lot of us know that Rohan is really strong. However, Gondor is pretty strong too. So, if anybody can beat Rohan, I'd probably say that it's Gondor. I don't know if you would agree with that, Jojo. Or should I say Yo-Yo? So, coming in with some pikes, coming over to creep the troll and eventually the wargs as well. 2 sword battalions creeping 1 Wildman Pit. Not the most effective use of that sword battalion, especially when he could just come back and harass this farm again. So, let's have a little look here. Inside Eco. We've got 2 inside Eco. Luckily for Rohan, their economy buildings are also unit producing buildings. Albarad now going for inside Eco as well. So going for it a little bit earlier than he did in the last game. He's going to be creeping the troll. He's using Pippin and a pike battalion at the same time. So should be able to creep that nice and easily. Here comes the exile camp, as we suspected. And going to creep the wargs now. So he's focusing all of his efforts. His entire army is on the top half of the map. He hasn't even grabbed this farm over here. Whereas Halbarad is splitting. He's even splitting here to creep the wargs at the same time as creeping the troll. Which I really like. It's going to make both of them slower. But in theory, he should be able to get both of them once he does get them a little bit quicker than not doing that. Okay, here comes the cavalry. You would suspect anyway that here comes the cavalry. Okay, so pushing on the top. Although Halbarad's got quite a few units here himself. And he's got a pike battalion to defend against any cavalry rush that's going to come in. Here's the troll. And the warg soon to be creeped as well. 3 spell points that he is still not spent. What's he going to do with this troll money? He's going to go for a cavalry. A cavalry building. AKA a stables. Nice. Okay, a little bit of harassment from Rohan. So, Halbarad trying to get both halves of the map, whereas Aiphaton really focusing on the upper half, and his first battalion of exiles has come out of the exile camp. Let's have a look at the CP. So he's going for another CP, a little bit late on it. So he's got this exile purchase, but it's not being able to be recruited because he has got no CP for it. He has got 2 battalions of pikes, 3 battalions of pikes now. So he's got enough pikes to defend his units. However, misplacement of the pikes here. There is 2 sword battalions completely away from any pikes, and his pikes are actually moving in the opposite direction from them. So Halbarad should be able to see that, and here comes his cavalry now. You can see it on the mini-map over here. It's going to come in, and he should be able to get this trample off. Another sword battalion coming out. Is he going to go for it? He's going to leave it. Probably the best idea, because he could have closed the gate and got it trapped in there, and he's going to target these swords instead. So down they go. Not one-shotting them, but dealing quite a lot of damage. One of these is level 2, so it'll probably be able to survive this trample. Although it's going to kill some time. And he's bringing out another battalion. He needs to go back into his base and close his gate. So, here we are, Rohan again, harassing over here. Second battalion out now, so his CP has been upgraded. Let's have a little look. So he's got his horn as well. A little bit of a Rohan clump here. Now, Gondor's units are better, and he's got a lot of them. Look at how many units he's managed to produce. Although it actually is not as much, but well, I guess because the cavalry is taking up a lot of the CP, but this looks like a huge army here already. Only 400 CP, but it's all swords and pikes. She's just gone for an early spam, and not the worst decision in my opinion, because the infantry is better than Rohan's infantry anyway, and so long as he's got enough pikes to defend against this cavalry, the cavalry is going to be not as effective as it could be, although he needs to put his pikes in the right place. Oh my god, the cavalry. What is this? The formation rush. Ooh, good point. Potentially. Potentially, it could be the formation rush. He's gone for a well as well. Well, who'd have thought it? Der Brunnen. Der Brunnen ist sehr gut for Albarad. Und der Brunnen ist sehr schlecht for Aiphaton. Mein Deutsch ist gut, nein? Sehr gut. Right, so again, let's have a look. So upper half of the map, because Aiphaton has focused on it, he's managed to grab the entire upper half of the map. And he's also contesting the bottom half now. So in terms of economy, he's actually ahead here. Let's have a look at the inside eco. So Halbarad has got 2 inside eco buildings, but then again, so has Halbarad. He's got 2 too, because his recruitment buildings are also economy buildings. So it's that good. Both players going for quite a similar strategy as well. Swords and pikes and cavalry. Not unusual for a game of Verdane. Ooh, swords misplaced here. They're gonna go down. Yeah, I should be a German teacher. But Rohan should be able to win the cavalry battle here, just because he's got 3 battalions and Gondor has got 1, and 3 is a bigger number than 1. Ooh, he did have 3. Now he's only got 2, because the pikes just absolutely wreck cavalry. Who'd have thought it? Gamling is out. Well done, good fella. Well, good keeping up with the game. Good casting, bro. I missed Gamling coming out. That's going to be a huge deal. 1,200 resources Gamling costs, so not a small deal. This is not a good micromanagement of the hero though. Trying to take on a battalion of cavalry by himself. Charges in. Now he's got 2 battalions of cavalry. So actually, Gondor is now winning the cavalry battle just because of that missed micromanagement of the cavalry and a second battalion coming out. He's now actually winning the cavalry battle, and he could potentially charge down Gamling. Now all this units need to do here is target the pikes. And Gamling is going to be absolutely wrecked. It looks like he probably will be, although I've completely lost where he is. Having said that, here are the Druidane. Right, let me just keep clicked of Gamling so I don't lose him. He's very, very low health. These Druidane are going to be a huge deal. Down goes this battalion of cavalry, surely. Oh, the poison and the heal at the well. Is it going to be enough? No, it is not. That battalion goes down, just down in enough time. And the Druidane alone has just saved Aiphaton the entire game. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I'm talking about. I told you this was going to be a lot more of an intense game, a lot more tactical than the strategic one that we just had. That spell point has literally just saved Aiphaton the entire game. Without these Druidane there at that point, he would have lost Gamling and he would have lost the game because 1,200 resources would have been gone. Now he's kept him alive. And he's got enough pikes here to defend against another cavalry charge. And he's going to be... He's already on level 3. He's going to be getting his armory and he's going to be getting more free units. And in the meantime, he's over here harassing. He has kept the whole upper half of the map. And Halbarad is actually now behind on the economy. He's got 1 farm on the map. He lost the battalion of cavalry. So he is now behind in terms of the amount of cavalry. Or is he? No, he's not. What am I talking about? Aiphaton's got no cavalry. Oh, no, yes. He's got 1 battalion. So they're about equal. However, he's now getting another battalion out. And these are completely free CP. So it's not going to be an issue. He's going to easy peasy going to be able to get 4 battalions of cavalry out pretty soon. As long as he's got the economy for it, which he should do, based on having the entirety of the map. So, again, Gondor cavalry coming in. Let's have a look through the Palantirs. 453. As we suspected, the formation rush is real. It is real, guys. And he could get enough for the Horn as well, which does stack as far as I'm aware. Whereas Aiphaton has got 4 powers, and this Druidane, which is completely, well, I was going to say completely overpowered. I mean, I guess it is overpowered. The only thing is you can run away from it. But if not overpowered, it's extremely good. He's decided to go for, what the hell is this guy called? What's he called? I don't know what he's called. Oh, here we go. Oh no, Marshal of Rohan. I don't know. What's this guy's name, guys? I can't remember now. Anyway, he's got him, this Rohan dude, and he's putting him on pikes. Usually you go for Erkenbrand so that you can get the extra summon, but he's decided to go for this guy. Now, he does do faster movement and extra armor, so that would be nice if the cavalry charged into it. Kind of looking like GG at the moment. It was so close to being GG for Aiphaton. But now, all of a sudden, it's looking like it's going to be GG for Gondor. He's so behind on economy now. Aiphaton has the entirety of the map. Yes, Gondor has 2 knights, 2 battalions of knights. However, Aiphaton can easily catch up in terms of cavalry too. And he's got the entirety of the map. So his income rate is really, really far ahead of Halberad's at the moment. Grimbold, that's his name, Grimbold. I knew that. Definitely knew that. So, a little bit of creeping in the meantime. So, he's doing some nice splitting. He's healing up his cavalry. Doing some harassing over here and some creeping at the same time. Gondor Knights trying to get a cheeky kill in on the exile camp. However, to the rescue! This unit that is actually really, really powerful. It can kill easily 2 battalions of cavalry. Is going to be able to save the day. Oh, wait, it's just a scout. The exile camp will go down here. So that is 1,800 resources that has been destroyed. However, it's almost like Aiphaton's kind of got everything that he needed out of that exile camp anyway. Like, what more did he need? He's got his cavalry battalions. Look at that. He's lost some. Although he killed it because he stuck around for too long. He's actually lost some of his cavalry there. Nearly a whole battalion going down. Oh, but he's going to charge into pikes. Just manages to pull out in time, losing a few units. So this battalion just about hanging on there. Look how low health these 2 guys are. However, Sandwich Town, Sandwich City, population Halbarad is about to commence. Although I've done running away a little bit. These units are buffed as well from the farm. So that's going to be a big deal. Targeting the pikes. Pikes dying very, very quickly. A huge amount of damage being dealt. As soon as those pikes go down, it's going to be awful for Gondor as well. Here, Gamling going to level up pretty soon to level 4. Now he's dealing enough damage. And Beragond is out here. So Beragond has been recruited. The YOLO Cav! This is what we came to see. YOLO Swaggins. They just give 0 fucks. Oof. Oof. Who says oof? Hammond, you need to have a word with this guy. Who says oof? It's oof. So the YOLO Cav, a little bit of damage, but apparently postern gates are the counter to YOLO Cav. I will bear that in mind. Look at this dark void. Just like a black hole. Oh my god. So this is where you know that you're winning. If you've got yourself a well, that means that you are winning. So actually, Halbarad here is winning. Despite what the map looks like, and despite all the red on this map, Halbarad is actually winning here just simply because a well has been built. Now, cavalry charging in, and this is the thing when you've got a well. Charge your cavalry in, no one cares if there's pikes there. Just charge them straight in, and then just bring them back to the well again and heal them up. Then just go over here and charge in again, and you'll lose quite a lot of them, but then you just pull them back and then just put them to the well. And that is exactly the strategy that it looks like Halbarad is using at the moment. What a body block. Yeah, so he's blocking him from going into the postern gate. But, ooh, it turned out that the YOLO Cav actually allowed them to go back in again. So charging into pikes, but not a lot of damage dealt, and he's got a well of his own. So actually, now that he's got a well, it's actually Aiphaton that is winning, simply because of this well. So guys, this is where the siege begins. This is where the game is over. Gondor has lost, although he is going for some extra eco with his marketplace, so you never know. Hashtag comeback mechanics. And he's harassing with his cavalry. This is another thing that people have said before that is a comeback mechanic. The ability to harass with cavalry. So the idea is that it's easier to harass outside farms if you are losing, okay? Because there are more farms for you to be harassing because you are losing, because you've got less of the map. So apparently it should be easier for you to harass farms. The only problem is, if you are losing, well, what's the likelihood? The likelihood is that you've got less cav because you're losing. You haven't got as much money to buy cav. So you're going to lose the cavalry battle anyway. Now, before a lot of you guys, because there is quite a lot of kind of recent-ish players, but back in the days of, look at this, look at the Druidane against the cavalry. Even though the cavalry charges into it, almost the battalion almost dies. If some units were sitting on top of those, that would have been even worse. Let me just shut up for a second and have a look at this fight. Okay, so Gamling summoning some units. Cavalry charging in again, so Druidane not being as effective, but what does it really matter? You're winning, so like that's the other thing. Like if your spells are not turn out to be ineffective, okay. So if your spells are ineffective in the game, like this Druidane was ineffective just then. Well, if you're already winning and your spells are ineffective, then what does it matter? You're winning anyway. So if your spells are effective, it just means that you're going to win quicker. But if they don't do anything, then well, it doesn't matter because you're winning anyway. Whereas if you're losing and your spells are ineffective, well then you're going to lose. Your spells have to be effective. They're either effective or there's no point in having them at all. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. If you're already winning, it doesn't matter really that much if your spells are ineffective. If your spells are ineffective and you're losing, then you're just definitely going to lose even more. I guess it should be like that, to be fair, but that's another reason why spells aren't the best comeback mechanic. Although, again, as we've said before, you shouldn't really have, a comeback mechanic that's just like a blue tortoise where it just gives you an unfair advantage. So a little bit more harassment over here. I can't remember what I was talking about now. I think I was talking about cavalry battles. Yeah, in 4.4.1, if you weren't around, this is pre-mega fix. This is pre even the what came before the mega fix, which was I can't remember what it was called now. But a previous fix before Spartacus started doing it, and before Elendil started doing it. The cavalry battles was like the main thing in Edain. Cavalry was so strong, it was so good against pikes, that basically whoever had more cavalry would win. And the whole game just revolved around getting cavalry, then upgrading cavalry, and then cavalry just harassing farms. And whoever had more cavalry would basically just win the game, almost every game. And that's what Edain used to be. Now at least it's, it plays a role, but it's not that big of a role. These Gondor cavalry are still pretty strong with their new formation. But they don't completely dominate the game like they used to. Like, it used to be crazy. It used to be like 20 battalions of cavalry and they would just charge into pikes and give zero shits. Eagle's coming out from Gondor. He looks like he's going for his higher tier. He's rushing straight into higher tier abilities. However, he's just got completely surrounded and picked a bad fight. And he's absolutely dead. The only thing is, he would be dead if he stayed in his base anyway. So Aiphaton actually running away here. Not too dissimilar in terms of their CP. Saying for fuck's sake, but he should be fine. Like that battle was really, really good for Gondor, actually. Thinking about it, looking at the CP. It was actually really good for Gondor. I mean, he lost 2 battalions of cavalry. Oh, no, he didn't. He kept them alive. So it was actually a really good exchange for Gondor. However, I don't feel like it's going to be enough to win. Let's have a look here. Ooh, Baragon's looking like he's going to be in trouble. Pat's coming in to defend. It looks like he's going to go down here, though, definitely. Yep, there goes Baragon. Gamling gets a nice level. And then he pulls back to the well. So yeah, Rohan was definitely winning before that. Gondor needed to do something. They needed to win that fight. I think they exchanged pretty well. But he didn't win the fight so significantly that he could actually start to push out and really regain control of the map. So he didn't do enough to win. He didn't do enough for a comeback. Spells are amazing comeback mechanic. I agree. Yep, bye Baragond. See ya. I mean, the sword upgrades are pretty nice. So that just really, really increases the rate of harassment. And it helps him win the cavalry battle. Let's have a look at the base. So, and have a look at the spell points. So he's got the Yolo Cav and the Druidane. Perfect combination. He's purchased Forged Blaze here. So he should be able to get Forged Blaze up on his cavalry pretty soon. As long as he's got more battalions of cavalry, and as long as they're at least equally as upgraded as the Gondor cavalry, he should easily be able to keep control of the map. Particularly with strong pike units like these guys roaming around the map that he might crash into. This is he? I think he's just coming over here to try and regain control of the farms that he's lost. I thought maybe he was trying to do a little bit of a sandwich there, which would have been quite nice. So this is the thing, like, Gondor has to leave his base, right? There is no advantage of him staying inside his base. So this is still really like a map control battle. This isn't really a siege yet. It's only gonna become a siege when the map control battle has been completely lost, which it's very close to being completely lost. But as soon as Gondor has no ability to keep control of the map, he'll then be forced to stay in his base, and then the game's over. No need for a siege. Eowyn out too here. Ooh, lots of units. Cavalry battle again being won by Rohan. Levels being given to heroes. Nice. Perfect play. Just completely getting rid of some units because he probably needs some more CP. I mean, I don't know. Charging in again with some more units. Perfect play. Here is Erkenbrand now. And he's made them into pikes. Just to counter that cavalry. It's so nice if they charge into Erkenbrand. And then you can summon more pikes behind them. And they just get completely trapped. Ooh. That battalion of cavalry has just died there. Was that maybe a spear throw? Did I miss that? I'm not sure who's ranged who could have got that. But a battalion of cavalry down for Gondor is actually a massive deal. Not that it would have mattered either way anyway. I mean, the game is over now. If Aiphaton is going for horse archers, now the game is absolutely over. Yeah, I don't even really feel like he needs horse archers. I feel like it's over anyway. He needs some rams or something to end the game. 1,300. Getting some more CP. Getting ready for the siege. Again, units just walking out their base. Going to die very soon. Just GG. And this is the problem with sieges as well. Like, should it be possible for him to come back from this position? Probably not. Like, he's concretely lost. So why should he be allowed to come back from this position? And if he is allowed to come back from this position, then, like, how is that fair, number one? And how would you stop the game never ending if he's allowed to come back from such a bad position as this? So I just don't see how sieges would be able to be implemented. Healing up at the well. And if he can't win from this position, then why? There is no point in this. Oh, the Pegan 9. Oh, 9. Look at all them. But then look, like, it still kills sword units from that charge. I feel like maybe that should be changed somehow, because I've noticed that a lot in my games too. Like, cavalry will charge in, and yeah, it's going to die to the pikes, but it also kills a lot of sword units as it charges through. I don't know, maybe as soon as it hits the pikes, maybe it should slow down so that it doesn't trample anymore. Because especially with the YOLO cav, like, you don't care if they die anyway. That's why they're the YOLO cav. They just charge straight in, and they kill loads of sword units anyway. Even though pikes are there, so you end up losing a shit ton of stuff. Are you still in the tournament, Hammond? Hammond's never going to leave the tournament. You want me to talk about comebacks and upkeep? Okay. 5 hours later. Alright then. So, the siege begins. Grab a ram, I guess. Two, 3 wells. Nice. 3 wells. I mean, upgrade them with archers as well. Of course. Why not? It's only 300 resources. It's not like you could do anything else with 300 resources. You know, like, get a ram and actually end the game. Oh, he's going to go for an onager. Nice. And 60 CP. He can't afford it in terms of CP to get another onager. He can't afford it to get... Well, he hasn't got enough money to get a ram. Probably because he spent it on a tower. Oh, no, he hasn't. Pikes versus Cav. Nice. GG, well played. Yeah, it's just a tough one. It's just a tough one in terms of sieges. I guess... I don't know. I mean, I've started to write the scripts for my video about it, by the way. So it should be on its way at some point, as long as I don't die from corona. I've only done like the first little bit of the script, so it's probably still a way away. And I've still got games to stream, and I've still got tournament games to actually play in. I'm probably going to lose against Fabian, but hopefully it should come eventually. How dear now? Again, comeback mechanics for the win. 1 onager versus the whole Gondor fort. Now, at this point, Dimitri gets Denethor, and he sits him on top of the wall. And he outranges the onager. And the units get summoned. So the units just summon right on top of it. And it's impossible to kill it. So he just targets the onager. Then he gets a stoneworks, and he fully upgrades his entire base. And then calls you a boy 50 times. Maybe a Dane can learn from Company of Heroes. They have the same economy system. You're talking about upkeep. Yep, they do have that. And Mogat absolutely loves that. You can talk to him all about it in the chat right now. But I am not going to sit here and be bullied by Mogat. So I am going to keep my mouth shut about upkeep until the video comes out. And, like... Okay, I've just gone against what I've just said now. But... It would be so hard to put upkeep. Like, the other thing you've got to consider is, number one, the work. The amount of work that you'd have to do to actually put upkeep into the game. Number one, is it possible? Number two, if it is possible, how much work would that actually take? And how much time would it take until that would get released? And then number three, like, what about balance? I mean, Dane is, like, considering the amount of factions and the amount of unit types, etc., it's reasonably balanced. Saying that it's a mod and it's you know, it's not a full game, it hasn't got a company behind it, it's reasonably well balanced. How much balance would you have to add? Here's how dear, gonna absolutely wreck. How much extra balancing would you have to do after you put upkeep in? Like, it's just a huge amount of work. Ooh, this club, the Eagles. Kablamo. Nice. The only thing is, it doesn't really kill a whole lot of them. Let's have a look at its CP. Oh, the Army of the Dead. Oh my god. Comebacks are real. I take back everything that I said. Oh my god, look at all those dead units. They did kill a lot. Oh my giddy Nora. This is cray-cray. The comeback is on, guys. I take back everything that I said. Edain is perfect. Best siege 2020. Best comeback. Army of the Dead. Let's have a look at the CP. 250 versus 900, but it's quickly dropping. His heroes are okay, though. Maybe he should get one battalion of this Army of the Dead and split it up a bit. He's kind of chasing everything down at the same time. A lot of damage being dealt here. But yeah, he should really split this Army of the Dead a bit more. He's got one battalion over here killing Haldia, who's going to die in 2 seconds anyway. Little bit ineffective use of Army of the Dead there. That's how I feel comeback should be. It should be like, if you've got the opportunity to be really, really effective with your summons, that you can be so effective that it can win you the game. But I feel like even now, even if you are really, really effective with your summons, and if you get behind enough that even if you use them effectively, in the meantime the Onager is completely missing the gate. Edain. We love you. Edain. We love you. Best siege ever. That is a joke. Harassing over here. He's actually gone for an outpost. However, it's still so over. It is still so over. 270 out of 900 versus 1,000 out of 1,500 possible. Level 3 eco. Like, Druidane. Like, okay, you got Army of the Dead, but I've got these little tree people who can shoot poison arrows at you. Horn of Gondor, nearly. Oh, Horn of Gondor. I mean, that is basically what it is, to be fair. Let's be honest. Oh! Oh, no. Oh, no, we're good, we're good. I thought that was Denethor's stuff. I was about to be like, for fuck's sake. What it actually was Baragon's summon on the Lone Tower, which is pretty cheesy in itself, but not quite as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, don't forget the rebuild. Like, the rebuild, guys. So, some more cav coming out. 1,300 resources. Like, come on, get some siege now, please. Just get some siege, please. Get some rams, get some onagers, get something. Charging in, and then they disappear. Nice. What is this dying to? Oh, it's dying to the defenses on the farm. So it's actually harder to harass now, even with Cav, because of the defenses on the farm when you're ahead as well. Baragon could be in trouble here. I do feel like Cav Archers actually. It's not that he needs them, but it would help. It would help to just pin him down even more. Because at the moment he's kind of just trying to escape. Eowyn versus Baragon. Spear coming out, but too early. It doesn't really matter using the spear if he's not going to die anyway. You want to use that when he's really low on health. Surrounding the pikes. All of his stuff is dying, but he is not going to give the GG. 70 CP left. And these two guys are just plugging away. Poke. Poke. Come on, John. We can get it eventually. But Billy, we've been here for so long. It's been 3 years. I want to see my family again. Kablamo. Kaplowy. Oh my god. Turn around. Shit. I love you, Billy. Tell my family I love them. And then they all celebrate. Look at them all celebrating, just completely in cold blood, killing 2 defenseless soldiers. Evil. Rohan is evil, confirmed.
Right, so we should be able to destroy this outpost now. And, I mean, one of these days he's... Oh, there we go. He's got 2 rams now. And he's getting some more. Yep. Spam a load of rams. Break down the gate. And that's GG. Yeah. We've been watching it. To be fair, he hasn't bought any siege. So, that's one thing that you can consider. Yep, Aiphaton Rohan. And... sorry, Aiphaton is Gondor. And Albarad is Rohan. Spartacus Potato. In base heal. I leave. Who is who? Every building should have a well upgrade. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Should have a well upgrade and a tower upgrade on everything. And the well should be able to heal buildings as well. I'm just saying. If you want comebacks to be real, that's what you need. You need a well for units and buildings. And the towers as well, they should have a knockback ability. They should have a knockback upgrade. So that like every building that's got a tower, which should be every single building, is basically like a spear thrower. Then comebacks would happen. So again, he's got no control of the map. He can't get any control of the map. So the game is over, right? The game is over. There is no chance of him winning now. Even if he gets Army of the Dead back again, all that's going to happen is exactly the same as before. Only this time, he's probably going to have heavy armor and he's not going to kill as much. So, it's such a lost position. And he does still have to keep running out the base. Like, him running out the base is actually the best thing. If he was a computer and he was just playing the best, regardless of whether he was going to lose or not, then he should keep running out of the base to try and harass the farms and should play exactly like how he is playing. Because as soon as you're inside the base, it's over. It's over, over, over. Right, here comes the Rams. Here comes the Ents. This is it, guys. Siege 2020. Let's go, boys. Yeah! The last march of the Ents. God, I so hope this is the last march of the Ents. Can you imagine if this was only the second to last march and we had to wait in this game for the Ents to come back again? Charging through pikes, giving 0 shits. Just go ahead and backslap them. Rip. Gambling snuck his way in. Level 6. What? Where's he going? Where are you going? What are you... Aiphaton, the base is that way. It's that way. Oh, I see. He's healing up his Ents. Of course. He's using the well to heal the Ents. Of course. In the meantime, there goes the Citadel. Nice. Stoneworks. Of course. The more time he's alive, the more time he defends the siege, the more likely it is that he's actually going to win from this position. And finally, there goes the gate. Druidanes attacking. And, gosh, that was close. So close. Nearly the siege was won by Gondor then. It was really, really kind of, close and debatable and really interesting and competitive. At so many points there. I actually can't believe it that Rohan has just managed to edge it slightly. Very, very slightly. He's managed to just pull ahead and do enough to capture this base and win. So close. Although having said that, the Citadel is on its way back up. And the Stoneworkers, because of course, if he does get the Stoneworkers up and if he does buy some catapults and some archers on his walls, then maybe he could win the game. He's saying, and this is how we're all feeling too, Albarad. How did I lose this? How am I losing here? It doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense. He did everything that he was supposed to do. He got a well, for God's sake. He rebuilt his Citadel. And Albarad, the reason why you have lost is because you did not get wall catapults. If you had got wall catapults, and if you'd got your stone worker up in time, then you would have won. That would have been the win. That would have been the GG. Nice. And Erwin and Ilmir are like, fuck this. Forget this. These guys have got it. They've got it. I'm just going to chill out here next to this weird Michelin Man rock thing. Nice. This is my face right now. I've got no webcam, but this is what I look like at the moment. Oh no, out of sync! It was... we don't know! Who was winning? It's too debatable. Replay the game. Right, let's have a look. Units. Aiphaton, consistently ahead on units. Look, every time there's a little battle, you can see it in the drop down. One moment, look there. One moment. This is where he should have been able to come back. He had more units. Right, structures. Again, Aiphaton ahead all the time. Resources, quite similar until Aiphaton just skyrockets ahead right at the end. And the final score, consistent, concrete win for Aiphaton. Well played. GG. Yep, last game. How did both players have... Oh, it must have been because of the spell books, I guess. Both players have like a negative kill to death ratio. I guess because spell points don't count towards it, maybe? Because how can both players have lost more than they killed? Unless, like, creeps OP? I don't know. Favourite unit, pikemen and peasants. And you know what, guys? Swords beat pikes. And that's why Aiphaton won. Right. Yeah, can you get a draw? I mean, in chess, you can just draw eventually. What's going on now? Why is there nobody in the room? What's going on? This is 1-1, guys. 1-1. Have people quit? Hello? Actually, no. Let me not do that. Let me do this. Oh, let me do this. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. Was ist... And then this is where I lose it. Going on. Oh. Oh, done. Nice. 2v2. Hashtag. Let's have a look at the chat. Oh, it's popping off. I missed a lot of that because I got preoccupied with the entertaining siege. He's trying to make Aiphaton rage. Already raged. Siege Simulator 2020. Epic Siege. That was an epic siege. We got it finally. Did you restart your game, good fella? Not since the last game. Do I need to? Maybe that's why nobody was around. Because they restarted the game for some reason. I probably need to restart it. Hashtag. Yeah, I've got no reply so far. Yep, and he was just healing the Ents. That's all he was doing. He just didn't want them to die. I mean, if you've got 20 wells, you may as well use them. How Brad is getting? Stoneworker. Yeah, it's not the last game. It's the second to last game. Yes, Safragor and Karsh would be nice. Yep, BMD. That is my clan now. Yep, Dimitri will never die. He's making Reforged. That's what he's doing now. He's actually like part of the Reforged team. Yes, it had me. What do you think? Well, it didn't have me, but it's got me now. It's me and Dimitri. That is the BMD clan. What more can you want? Is it mega laggy? No, it's not too bad. Real good. You mean the stream mega laggy or the game mega laggy? Because the game at the moment is fine. BMD stood for the initials of 3 players. BMD. Bad Fella, Mad Fella, and Dad Fella. Those are the 3 players, and they're all me. And then I let Dimitri into the game, into the clan. Can I join the clan? You can be Dad Fella. I'll be Mad Fella, like a mad lad that I am. GG, guys. Oh, that's not G, that's a H. I missed. This is why I lose. And away we go. So, let's have a little look here. We've got Angmar versus Gondor. First Angmar that I've seen played, as far as I remember. Right. So first 20 minutes of this should be pretty good. Sieges should be even better. Four Lands of Emin Muil. A nice map. Okay, so in the red corner, we've got, weighing in at 345 pounds, it's Aiphaton playing Gondor. And he's gone for a barrack start, copying Fella's meta strategy. Because I invented it. I invented buying a barracks. He's even got Pippin like me. Oh, this is plagiarism. In the blue corner, weighing in at 20 pounds, it's Albarad, and he is playing Angmar. So, Albarad going for an Orc and a Pike to start off with. No Hall of the King's Men so far for Halbarad. I keep calling him Albarad. It's Halbarad. Halbarad. Right, so he's creeping some, what are these guys called? Goblins over here. Just walking around, I guess, to start with. Now he's going to harass them. Thrall could actually go down here to the goblins. No, he'll be fine. We've got Draglin coming over in his wolf form. Is he going to be able to steal the... Nice. He got the double steal on the money. That is hilarious. He ran straight through them and got both of the money. Not seriously. Yup. Rip. That was nice. And then now he's got no money for more units. Oh, that is awful. That's actually a really big deal because it slowed him right down in terms of being able to get any more units. And if he wasn't talking in the chat, Halbrad could actually go ahead and get a King's Men. Besides, go for Eco. No, he hasn't. He's deleted it. What's he going for? He's going for the Wolf Pit instead. So he's going for Eco. So he was investing that little bit of extra money in Eco. And it looks like he's going to go for a Wolf Layer strategy. So he's going to go for a bit of a Wolf Span, which is pretty nice as Angmar. It's usually what I do. Wolves are just really good because they're fast. And they can chase down lone battalions of swords and things like that. And obviously particularly good against pikes. If you combine that with the Wolf Riders, it's actually really, really strong. So Gondor getting some more swords out. So Gondor has got the better infantry. If Angmar only go for wolves, obviously. However, wolves do have the speed advantage. So Gondor is probably going to be forced to clump here. Unless he could get outnumbered by and surrounded by wolves. And if he does start to clump excessively, then Angmar can start to split and gain more control of the map by creeping and harassing farms. So 2 battalions of wolves out at the moment. Again, just a steady spam from Gondor, 315 CP. So Gondor ahead on units. However, what's he gonna do with that? At the moment, he's creeping. So everything looking pretty standard so far. Here we see wolves surrounding the Gondor units, despite the Horn of Gondor being used there, and no spells being used by the wolves. 2 battalions of wolves, even though they are quite weak, 2 battalions beats 1 battalion because 2 is bigger than 1. I've been telling you guys this from the start. Nobody listens to me. 2 is bigger than 1. Okay, that's why he lost there. So this is what I'm talking about. He's gonna, and now that that's happened to him, he's gonna be scarred for the rest of the game, and he's gonna want to clump as much as he possibly can. 3 battalions of wolves could beat these 2 battalions, especially because one is a pike battalion. Although it is level 3, so it might be able to just about survive. But if he brings them over, which he is doing now, and this battalion here is quite weak as well. You could actually get the troll steel in here, which would be huge. Ooh, how much is he going to get? He's missed it. He's missed it. I don't think he actually got any there, did he? He might have got one, but it looked like he almost got none. And he nearly got 3/4 of it, but he just missed it. That is actually huge. 1,000 resources Gondor has got now. That was massive. If Angmar had stolen that, that would have been huge. But Gondor managed to get it, and he's invested that money in his stables now. Really, really big deal, that little exchange there. Gondor is clumping, as we can see, and trying to steal that money. He's actually lost a whole bunch of wolves, and you really need to snowball with the wolves. If you've got 1 or 2 battalions, then they're useless. Gondor can start to split again, as he's doing here. Look, these guys are not really in much danger anymore because there's not enough wolves to damage them. Really, really big deal, that little exchange. I felt like Angmar was starting to race ahead, but it looks like almost like Gondor is doing well now. So here, Angmar creeping in the meantime. First battalion of knights coming out. Knights are going to be obviously good against the thralls, as long as at least the ones that haven't got pikes. But they're also really good against wolves. So they have equal speed to the wolves, and they'll be able to chase them down. Albarad usually doesn't get wolves, so he's trying a new strategy maybe. The only problem is he's probably not that clear on the exact right things to be doing. Maybe he doesn't realise, like, to make this strategy work, you're not going to have 2 or 3 battalions of wolves. You need, like, 4 or 5. So that they can actually start to deal some real damage. And that's going to force Gondor to stop splitting. However, Gondor's little clump over here, which is pretty much... There's pretty much nothing that Angmar has got at the moment that could deal with this clump, is pushing in and harassing this farm. Now, for me, like, how is Angmar going to stop this clump at the moment with what he's got? More than anything else, he's got pikes. Why not just move into the base? Like, get the Hall of the King's Men down first. Look, this is what I'm talking about. The wolves here now are not as effective as they used to be. Gondor harassing over here in the meantime, and cavalry coming out to trample over here. And he's going to be able to get this battalion. Because this is not a castle map, we're not going to have a 3-hour siege, guys. Thank God. And it could actually nearly be over now. Probably not quite enough, because he is getting a few units. Yeah, he can get axe throwers. Axe throwers will be a really good defense against a base push. So he'll be safer now. However, I would say Gondor's definitely ahead at the moment. 3 inside eco buildings. Let's have a look at the CP, etc. He's gone for barrage. Fighting over here. Hellegrin is out. Wow, an early Hellegrin. Nice. Not the worst idea, although if he loses it, it's going to be massive. And he has got cavalry, so I mean, if he can kill these pikes, he could start to chase down Hellegrin, and she could be in real trouble. But she's safe at the moment. Barrage coming in over here, dealing a little bit of damage, but not too much. Again, Gondor comes in with his units and harasses, and he's gaining a massive control of the map. He's got the wolf bit here, but Gondor's actually not going for it at the moment, and I'm not surprised. He's got an obelisk next to it, and these wolves are actually really, really strong. It's not actually producing them any money anyway. It's only producing these quite weak wolves. So I would be tempted to just leave it alone as well and do some more important stuff like he is doing and harassing some farms. Angmar at the moment has got no outside eco. This is looking like it's Aiphaton's game to lose at the moment. Of course. The Brunnen. Sehr gut. Der Mann. I don't know how you say builds. But builds the Brunnen. So, the cavalry. Healing up. And again, just getting control of the map. And there's not a lot really that Angmar can do to stop this. He's doing a little bit of harassment of his own. I really like this idea of rangers as well. Because if he gets 1 or 2 battalions of rangers out, that's going to make his cavalry so much more effective. 2 battalions of cavalry he's got now. And they've got staying power because of the well. He could easily kill this battalion with the rangers, especially when it starts to attack the thralls. And then once the pikes are down, the cavalry can come in and kill Helligrin, and that's the GG for you right there. Is he getting some more CP? He is, which is nice. The best strategy at the moment would probably be, you know, get some charging into the pikes, but the pikes aren't that great and they're not dealing that much damage, and they should be able to escape, and they're going to be able to heal up anyway. Now the pikes are running into swords and they're suffering a lot of damage. Helligrin using her ability and dealing some damage, but not too much again. And again, he's got a well, so he can heal up his units. So not a lot of damage, no real significant blow being dealt there. They're kind of just sparring at the moment. A few jabs being thrown in here and there, but no finishing punch at the moment. But Gondor's position is just getting really strong. He's getting himself a mixed army. He's got complete domination over the map. Albarad going to creep some goblins over here in the meantime. He's got one farm, but other than that, the map is pretty much Aiphaton's. He also stupid. Let's have a look at chat. What we saying? 4 mils and no wolf den. I know, right? 4 mils and then straight into upgrades. Hashtag makes sense. So I've missed so much of the chat, but now that we've got a little quiet spell, let's have a look. Gondor Cav OP. I remember taking Hammond apart on this map. Stop bullying Hammond. Yeah, Angmar is still weak. Angmar's weak just because of thralls. This matchup favors Gondor. Yeah, I would agree. Gondor is strong. Thrallmaster buff. Yeah, like I would not be against giving them like 3 times the health that they already have. Like, I wouldn't be against that. Like 5 times the health. I would even like be argued, and I would potentially agree with that. It's just their health is so low. Like if they've got higher health, I still feel like that little feature of killing them kills the whole battalion would be fine as long as they had more health, because if you're going to be smart about it, you're still going to target the thralls if they've got a lot more health, but they're just not going to die so easily. Because at the moment, you just target the thralls and that's it, they're dead. I personally don't feel like the yes, obviously it's a disadvantage for them to lose the thrall and lose the whole thing, but if they had a lot higher HP, it wouldn't be as big of a deal, and you'd still be able to have that. You'd still be able to reward someone with good micromanagement to attack it, and also an Angmar player with good micromanagement to be able to defend his thralls. Aiphaton should split more. You probably said that ages ago, but he's got quite a lot of the map. Yeah, he could send maybe 1 or 2 battalions out here to split, which would be quite nice. Although there are quite a few wolves here now that could potentially kill that. But then having said that, he's got the cav to come and defend his units with. So just creeping the walls over here. This battalion looks like it's going to die. He's got a battalion of archers out now. These axe throwers are quite a big deal. They're going to be able to deal a lot of damage. Let's have a look at the CP. 700, nearly 800. They're quite equal on the CP now. The 2 armies are not that dissimilar to each other. And Albarad has got heroes, whereas Aiphaton does not. So again, it's almost like the first game where I feel like I can't go as far as to say Albarad's got a better army, because I mean he doesn't really, but his armies aren't that much worse. However, Aiphaton is definitely winning in the long run with more eco buildings. So as long as Aiphaton can hold on, he should be winning over time. Yeah, you just start clumping as soon as you see the wolves. Look, 1 battalion that he did split there. Now it's dead because of the wolves. I feel like he shouldn't engage at this point. Wait till you've got a bit more stuff. 2 battalions of rangers now. Targeting the pikes, which is nice. Ooh, a nice barrage to stop the units from running away. And this battalion should go down, I think. Yeah, there goes that battalion. Oh, when he targeted the thrall here with a nice cavalry charge too. This battalion of pikes potentially will go down too. He could even walk into the barrage and kill the thrall. He's been knocked out. Ooh, is this thrall going to be killed by the barrage? Is the barrage going to finally do something? Oh my god, guys. The barrage has done something. For the first time ever, it's killed a battalion. My god. Barrage OP. Who knew? And he's only got 1 battalion of pikes left now. How much cavalry has he got? I think he's got 2 battalions of cavalry. So his army just got a whole lot weaker. That was a nice little exchange there for Aiphaton. Use my strategies to clump 1000 CP of orcs on 1 pixel and then hope the opponent computer crashes. Nice. The only counter to that is arrow volley. Boromir is out. Nice. Nice little bit of the old Borra. He's gone for eco upgrades, it looks like. So, and he's also going for heavy armor at the same time. And here are the formations. So, as Angmar's army just became a whole lot weaker because he's only got 1 battalion of thrall pikes. It's so dangerous. Oh, no, sorry. What am I talking about? He's got some pikes here as well. But only 1 battalion of actual real pikes. So, he's moving out of his base, which is quite dangerous. If he gets caught out, he's absolutely going to get destroyed. Yeah, just as Angmar's army got quite a lot weaker from losing those pikes, Gondor's army all of a sudden is a lot stronger. He's got Boromir and he's got the formations. 2 battalions of cavalry, quite low on health. He's getting the he's got in the banner carriers and deleted the well. Really nice choice. I really like that. The well is so much less effective once you've got banner carriers. And you may as well use that spot in your base for something else. Marketplace is a good thing to use it. So I like that macro decision there from Aiphaton. Again, Aiphaton got almost complete control of the base. He's finally getting around to killing this wolf pit over here. He's got 3 battalions of cavalry now. Which is really, really dangerous for Angmar. Because he's got 3 battalions of cavalry and 2 rangers, which can target the pikes. And he's getting more CP. I'm assuming to try and get some more rangers out. Let's have a look at Angmar. 958 CP. 864. Oh god, Corona. Right, so Angmar's gone for the outpost. Getting a mill and a wolf pit. Finally, he's going to try and get some, I don't know, some kind of wolf thing. By the way, if he gets Khaji's Afghor, he can come back for real. Yeah. I mean, that's a comeback. OP heroes. The only thing is, it also stops the comeback if you're playing against Angmar. So is it a comeback really? Or is it just something that's OP? That makes you win unfairly whether you're losing or whether you're winning. Hashtag just saying. Nice. Classic. The archer upgrade on the tower, of course. What else is there in this world? But Angmar completely out of position. He's just going to lose this outpost. He's finally put them in formation. This formation gives damage as well as armor. So you always really want to put them in. And it stacks as well, doesn't it? With the other formation, the boost that these soldiers get to their armor. As long as he can kill this citadel, he's going to be fine in the fight that comes along. And it looks like he's just going to be able to kill it in time before the Angmar army arrives, which is coming in over here. He's used the frozen land so that they won't be able to escape. However, do they really need to escape? I don't think that they need to. That was a nasty charge of the cavalry into the pikes. He needs to pull those out of there as quickly as he can. Otherwise, they could die. Quite low on health. Nice stun there from Helagwyn. His cavalry is really weak at the moment. He's just charged it into pikes and now it's so much less effective. This battalion is so close to dying. Nice. Horn of Gondor. And look at this. The cavalry charge. But imagine how much stronger that would have been if his battalions were at full health. But still managing to deal quite a lot of damage. But the pikes being summoned on top. Really, really nice spell usage there from Angmar. However, again, just like we've said before, it's not enough. It's not enough. So pulling back with his units. Look, he can just run away. Like, so what? He's just going to run away, and what does it matter? It's not like he's going to win just because he's used a nice spell over there. Because Gondor can just retreat. A thrall that hasn't summoned anything yet is going to get absolutely wrecked. Rip. Rip, 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 rip. So bad players. What amazing pipe placement. They're not that bad players. So Obelisk coming up. Citadel being rebuilt. This one battalion of pikes here now. As soon as that's down, but then look, the cavalry again. He's charging it in too early. He needs to leave it, let it heal up. Maybe even get another battalion of cavalry. He's got another battalion of rangers on the way, and then charge in once it's got lots of health. Look at that, nice charge in. Pikes are nearly down from the cavalry charge anyway. Look how low health this thrall is, and there goes the barrage, killing that battalion of pikes. You see, if this was 3 full health battalions, it would deal a lot more damage. It's now actually only 1 battalion. This one over here healing up. Now it's going to chase down Heligwyn. Pikes coming in to try and save, but being one-shotted by the Rangers with their unexpected salvo. Nice. Heligwyn's down. Citadel's down. And Drauglin runs away because he's turned himself into a wolf. GG. 70 CP versus 688. And Aiphaton's also got the higher income rate. Oof. It's oof. It's not oof. So targeting the resource building over here. I don't know why it took me so long to say that. Just harassing the resource building. And now we've just got to wait for the game to be over. The only, I mean, albarad really here should just give the GG because that's it. The turncoats came a second too late. Wasn't able to put them on my archers anymore. Yeah, a little bit late. But also the pikes were misplaced in the first place. Only a dead outpost is a good outpost. Albarad is such a potato. Oh man, so bad. All so bad. It's not that bad. I mean, come on. Heavy armor on the swords. Heavy armor and forge blades on the knights. 3 battalions of rangers. And look, he's not having to produce any... Oh, just literally as I was about to say that, he's producing some pikes. But he doesn't have to produce any pikes. Because there's no cav, so just keep producing swords. And you're going to win in that rock, paper, scissors anyway. Like, even with just swords, he would probably win. So, here's the outpost. A little bit of harassment going on just outside and near his base. Aiphaton really now should go up near his base and harass and then deal the final blow. Especially because he's got upgrades now. There will be no need for a massive siege this time, thank God. Here's Heligwyn back out again. Could actually die. Could legit die as soon as she comes out to these cavalry. Pike's coming over to protect her. Ooh, he's losing cavalry. Needs to retreat here. Is he going to lose this battalion? 2 archers? That was pretty bad. Not paying attention there. And, ooh, no, it's alright actually. Just about survived. Level 4 battalion of cavalry there. So yeah, that's the thing with banner carriers. Like the damage that was dealt then, which was a lot of damage, well, it doesn't really matter because he's got a well and he's got banner carriers and they're going to replenish themselves all anyway. Albarad was going in 4.41 in the past at least. He just adapted to 4.5 like everyone. Good decision to build towers in base now. Yes. Without the towers, he's going to lose the game. Of course it's a good idea to build the towers in the base now. I mean, that's how sieges work, right? You need to build siege defenses. Otherwise, you're going to lose. He's just rushing outpost, archer clump, and heroes. Yeah, 4.41, you could defeat that strategy in half the time. Yeah, it was still pretty strong in 4.4.1 as well, though, to be fair. But even if it's annoying and cheesy, like, who cares if you beat it every single time? That's the only thing that I used to care about when I actually used to play this game regularly. I was like, okay, do a stupid cheesy strategy and lose every time, even though it takes me an extra 10 minutes to beat you. As long as I'm winning, I don't really care. But now I just don't win anymore. Now I just lose. So, there goes another farm. Cavalry, so strong. Nowhere near as strong as 4.4.1, thank God. But still really, really strong. Even just the fact that it makes you make pikes. Look at that. Unexpected salvo. Oh! How much did that actually kill? The Drauglin clutch. And down goes Drauglin. The clutch plays, except even if this whole army dies, still probably winning anyway. But the clutch play is still the clutch. That's the thing. Like, Lars, you're probably the best thing to say. The best person to know this. In StarCraft, if you lose your entire army, like, does that mean that you've basically lost the game? Like, if there's a really, really good exchange, despite the defender being really super far behind, if he exchanges like really, really well, and he destroys the enemy's army completely, then does that mean that he would then win? Because I feel like even if this army gets destroyed at this point, like, it's not impossible that Angmar could actually still lose. Like, they could actually quite easily still lose. Because like in StarCraft, I can imagine the units. If you just destroyed the whole army, I could imagine them just rushing into the base and killing it. Whereas here, with these guys, because they're not upgraded, they won't be able to do that. Some more units being produced. Just waiting for the game to end now. He's got a siege work, so it looks like we will have a siege. Thank God. I will eat my broomstick if he builds a tower on the outpost. Nah, no towers on the outpost. This is a very sad fella. In 4.4.1, vanilla, an outpost rush was very strong. If you lose all for free, it's GG. Since there is a heal, it's different. Yeah, if you lose, damage dealt in StarCraft is damage dealt. Like, obviously, like, you can have a medivac, but that's for one individual unit, not for an entire battalion. So if one unit dies, it is dead. That resources is gone. Whereas here, you can kill 99% of the battalion and actually wind up dealing no damage to that battalion because it just heals itself up. The only thing is you would get spell points for it. Nice charge of the cavalry straight into pikes, but they give 0 fucks. Just about managing to hold on to... Actually, he's lost 1 battalion there from that charge. So I guess pikes do something against Cav. The Dragon Clutch again. Not in Company of Heroes. There's battalion mechanics in that as well. The battalions are a lot smaller though. It's more like Imladris, about 5 or 6 in each battalion. Even some battalions like heavy machine guns are only 3 in a battalion. So being feared next to the towers, but he just uses the Horn of Gondor and then he can run away. Only a Dane works not good. That should be quoted. Spartacus 2020. Only a Dane works not good. Everything else good work. Only a Dane not good work. In StarCraft, the defender's advantage is much smaller than here. I don't know. I don't think that the defender has an advantage here. And actually, in StarCraft, because everything is so different in StarCraft, like, I feel like there's probably even more of chances of comebacks in StarCraft. It's like, it's to do with like the upgrades, it's to do with the battalions, it's to do with lots of things, particularly the upgrades. The upgrades being on individual battalions rather than upgrades being in total over everything. Because here you've got to buy the unit and upgrade it. So if you lose that unit, you've lost the money of the upgrade and the unit. Whereas in StarCraft, if you lose the unit, you just lose the unit. You don't have to pay for the upgrade again. That's something. But I feel like if you're defending in StarCraft and you have a really good exchange or a really two couple good exchanges because your enemy doesn't play well and you do play well, I feel like you can get a comeback going on. Whereas here, it's way harder to get a comeback. It's a bit like chess as well. In chess, you can be like super behind. You can be behind in material. You can have lost your queen. And you can have lost lots of your units. Now, if a lot of your pieces. Now, if you play against a good player, if you play against a grandmaster, Let me just stop talking about that and let's focus on this fight first before I start talking about all that. So another good summon here of these pikemen, the traitors. But what's Gondor doing? What is he doing? He's just running away. He's just walking away. He's going to wait for the timer to go out and then he'll engage. Because why not? Until he pushes onto the outpost, then he's probably going to run back and try and defend. And this is how you defend against sieges as well. This is not a siege, is it? This is still a map control battle. It's just a map control battle that that Albarad is completely losing still. High ground.
So, Albarad harassing.
Just accidentally played my own stream. Nice. An extra viewer, why not? Get that ad money. So again, like, it's just, ooh, a nice pin here. Like, this is what I'm talking about here. Look, like, good play, nice use of powers, but like, they've got heavy armor, so it's not going to kill a lot anyway. Yes, these guys have got ice arrows. Let's have a look at the CP. How much damage is it doing? Not a whole lot. Horn of Gondor, surely? Doesn't need it. And now they retreat. So even with good uses of powers, it's still so hard to make anything significant happen. And this looks like it's going to be GG surely. I mean, it's been GG for ages, to be fair. But look at this. Charge right into the archers. 3 full health cavalry battalions. Dealing lots of damage. There are pikes here, but not that many. And they're kind of being overwhelmed by the cavalry. Ooh, that was a nasty charge, though. But look, they're still half health because it's Gondor Cav. So tanky. Trying to get Helligwin, but she's going to run away. He's going to lose a lot of cavalry here. That is nicht gut. 9. And Aragorn helped too. Comebacks in StarCraft are through better play. Comebacks in 4.5 are through artificial weakening of eco, abusive, frustrating strategies. But it's not a comeback. That's the thing. It's not a comeback. How is this a comeback? It's not a comeback. It's just extending the game for longer. It's not a comeback. He's not coming back. He's still losing. The only way that he would come back is if he had like a Zafragor or something. It's not a comeback. And there are eco differences in loads of RTS games. So obviously Company of Heroes has got upkeep. The only thing is they've got fuel and munitions, which are not under upkeep. But that's to do with map control. StarCraft has got the mining system where if you overmine in one particular place, then you get less resources. So you can't exponentially mine forever. And eventually your resources run out anyway. So it's not exactly the same thing, but it's slightly reducing the amount of economy that you can potentially get at once. And also in StarCraft, your economy is related to your SUVs and things like that cost command points. So you can't continue to get as much economy as you possibly want because you're going to need to save some for your army, right? So like there's an ideal number of SUVs, isn't there, to get? Like a theoretical ideal amount, and then you use the rest for your army. So even the loser could have an equal number of SUVs as the winner, but then the winner just has more of an army and the defender has less of an army. So the income rate could actually be equal for both players in StarCraft. So that has also ways of stopping the absolute snowball. So it's not unusual for that to happen. And I don't actually find that it's a problem. And then Battle for Middle-earth had inflation as well. I'm sure other games have got inflation. I just don't know much about any other RTS games. CP 1100 Angmar is at. Looks like I reckon the cavalry will actually win this little fight. They're upgraded. Pikes are not. And they're in the formation. Angmar's got another outpost over here. I just feel like Gondor should have maybe gone for like, pushed into his base a little bit sooner. Although he is kind of hanging on here, isn't he? So maybe the inflation is a little bit too strong. I don't know. Or is it just because he's not playing it in the right way? Let's have a look. So 3 battalions of archers. Look, completely wrecking the pikes. As soon as they actually fight, oh, here comes Rogash. Comeback's confirmed. Splitting, nice. This is a good. This is a good opportunity to talk about spells and hero powers. So Aiphaton did exactly the right thing there in splitting his army. And he's countered it well with Aragorn, who's used his own Blade Master. But if you're playing against a complete noob there, then... Oh, and Army of the Dead comes out as well. Nice. Barrage doing absolutely... going beast mode on the base. Yeah, nice use of spells there. And nice use of hero powers from Aiphaton to counter the spells and hero powers of Halbarad. Because Halbarad did use Rogash and he used Helligrin at the same time, which is a nice combo, but it was just countered by Aragorn. You should be able to charge into the base now and win. I feel like part of the problem is that people just don't realise that it's over anymore. Like, it's been over for so long. And Halbarad probably should have given the GG a long time ago. Archers wreck cavalry. Nice. Yeah, so yeah, like in chess you'll have you can have lost your queen, right? And let's say you lose your queen. So the queen's the most powerful piece in chess. It's worth about 9 pawns. If you lose your queen, right, you're in serious trouble. And against a player who is better than you, or like let's say for example against a grandmaster, if you lose your queen and you haven't traded queen, so they haven't lost their queen. So if they've got a queen ahead of you in material, you will lose every single time. If you're playing a grandmaster and you're down a pawn, you will lose every single time because they play perfectly. But if I lose my queen against a complete noob who plays really, really badly, I've still got a chance of winning throughout the entire game because he could blunder his own queen away. So although the position that you're in is really, really bad, if you're losing, if you're down a queen, it's a completely lost position and it's theoretically lost. If you play against a computer, if you play against a grandmaster, you will lose every single time. It's theoretically lost. But if your opponent plays really bad, then you still have the chance of winning. You always have the chance of winning because your opponent could then blunder his own queen. He could blunder his own rook or his own, knight or whatever. There's the GG. So you could still lose. So there is an incentive to keep playing. If you're playing against someone who's quite weak, there's an incentive to keep winning. And there's the GG. So that's the end of the game. It was over. It was GG about 20 minutes ago. But Halbarad staying in to finish off the game. And that's it. So, Aiphaton moves through into I think it's the semis now. Moving into the semis. And again, Halbarad consistently behind. He was ahead a little bit. And a nice start with the wargs. But then he started to fall behind. Units, again, similar thing. I think with 4.4.1, like that situation could happen as well in 4.4.1. If people don't give in, if people don't give the GG, they can make the game go out for longer. It used to happen all the time, but people used to just give the GG a lot more in 4.4.1 because they knew when it was over. I feel like people just don't realise as much when it's over anymore. I just feel like in Edain, it's not like it is in chess or StarCraft, where even if you, look, you've lost the game because there's a decisive blow. You've lost the game because you lost your queen, or not even you lost your queen, you lost your knight or your bishop early on or in the middle of the game. You took a significant blow, so you're behind. But then your opponent starts to just get further and further and further and further ahead, and then by the time it's at the end of the game, when it is all over, it's like, even if you then deal massive amounts of damage to their army, you still lose anyway. like, because they could just rebuild it and they can just run away from your spells and things like that. So, but it's hard to actually make it work. Right, guys. Thank you for the stream. I hope you all enjoyed. Some nice games, some even nicer sieges. And I'll see you all again. I was going to stream Elendil and Luke's game. However, I think it's already started. I'll have to double check. But for now, I'll see you all again. Hopefully that video about sieges and comebacks and etc will be out at some point in the future. I am writing the script for it as we speak. Right, guys. Thank you for joining me. The thing is, if you stopped the game and swapped out Angmar for a very good player and Aiphaton for a bad medium player, Angmar would have won. I don't know if they would. I don't know if they would. If like, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Would have to... It's hard to... There's just not enough games, really, to see if that would have been true. Like, if Jojo had started playing Angmar from that position against Aiphaton in that position, I still feel like Aiphaton would have won. Because this position was so strong. Maybe I would be wrong, though. I don't know. Right, guys. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And hopefully I'll see you again soon in another stream of a tournament game. And a video if you catch that one. Okay. Bye, guys.